This coverage is brought to you with 0 YouTube ads in the first 24 hours, courtesy of Arby's. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Round 3 Back 9 coverage of the 2020 Discraft LEDGESTONE Insurance Open. We've got Big Barry commentary, Jeremy Koling, joined by Paul Ulibarri. And we've got some Ricky Wysocki action on that front 9, opening up a 6-shot advantage on the next closest in the entire field.
Yeah, we had a lot of red numbers on the front 9, but that's just the way that this course plays, and we can expect the same thing on the back 9. It's just who's going to do it, who's going to take advantage, and who's going to get those birdies when they need them.
And a lot of names, a lot of movement, a lot of up and down action, as you can see on the front 9, and just the conditions aren't too windy. There's a little bit of movement in the air, but it's nothing that really affects the players other than mentally. And we're going to see how that affects the back 9 scoring as we are getting into hole 10, par 3, 425 feet, wide open except for the very last bit. You've got that little bit of woods on the right side, and on the left side of the green, if you really miss your shot, there is OB left.
Kevin going with a mid-range. This is a big carry for a mid-range, but he has this on a absolutely perfect line.
And he is on fire right now. And go ahead and mark that up as a 5th straight birdie for Kevin Jones. And he loves it. A little bit of headwind on this hole, if any wind whatsoever.
And these guys are all going with a mid-range. I'm out of here.
Andrew going, yeah, that's a buzz, isn't it? I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to have to rope Paul back into commentary. He's actually left the seat. He is upset.
I threw a nuke.
Well,
and this is nuked as well. This looks great.
Didn't like it initially. Thought he might have turned it over too much, but I think he's going to be fine with that result. Just inside the circle. Ricky going with a mid-range, Paul.
Let me guess. Mid-range from
Mid-range.
Ricky?
Yeah, he's going with 11-time rock. And this needs to be about 11 times higher. Gregg taking his time. No, I'm sorry. That's a frustration for him, and sometimes that's the best way to attack it. When you're overthinking things, sometimes you get in your own head, especially with a rough front 9, and he just rips the forehand, keeps it low, driven, and he's going to have a look at the birdie from circle's edge.
I actually like that he's circle's edge. As soon as he makes one of these, he's going to get in a nice rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like even when you throw a really great drive and you've had the putting rows and then you park one, it doesn't really help the groove of the round. So
Yeah,
let's see if he can drop this one in there, get his round going.
Yes. Just inside the circle.
And you can see just in his mannerisms, he needed it. He knew he needed it, and he's going to take that confidence.
Andrew was actually surprisingly short. Closer to about 50 feet than 33 feet like it looked from the catch cam, but
I would say I feel sorry for him. He threw mid-range.
Yeah, and into that headwind, that is an ambitious effort. He's got the power for it. Certainly wouldn't hurt if it were on a calmer condition. It does look like it's pretty calm at this point. Maybe the headwind was just for us a couple hours earlier. And Ricky and Andrew take the par. As we move to hole 11, par 3, 300 feet on the dot. This basket was actually moved back about 20 to 30 feet maybe, and elevated just to make things a little bit trickier.
Yeah, it's cute that they decided to move it back 8 feet and then raise it up for the best players in the world.
Yeah,
but I think that these guys are going to throw it straight out of bounds
Oh,
and
no.
really get intimidated by the out of bounds.
Wow, so you're kind of making it seem
I was
easy,
gonna
and
make a
Kevin
joke.
actually, his 5-hole birdie streak is going to come to an end on the second easiest hole on the course.
Why do I make jokes at the wrong time? Unbelievable.
It's a curse that you have just been blessed with your entire life.
I'm just
a curse you've been
I'm just
blessed
a big
with.
joke.
It's a bless that you've been cursed with. Wait, that doesn't make sense either.
Andrew throwing turnover putter, and this needs help as well.
Yeah, that's high turn, and actually I think he did get the help. No, he didn't.
So playing as the hardest,
Yeah.
cutest hole on the course.
Can we redo this drone flight and just demonstrate properly how difficult hole 11 is?
Ricky will show you how you're supposed to play this
Yeah.
hole. I'm going to go out. Oh, no.
No, this is fine.
Okay.
This is fine.
Yes. Okay. That's normally what you would see from
The
lead
pig
card.
is that's a great disc for this hole because at full distance with Ricky's power, he's not going to go OB long.
And this is playing as the second easiest hole on the course, so there's that.
There is that. Oh, wow. That was like the hardest putt ever. Andrew just connects for the par save with a low ceiling to an elevated basket from 35 feet.
According to the statistics, it was actually one of the easiest putts ever on this hole because it's playing as the second easiest hole on the course.
Jeez Louise. Oh.
Also a really easy putt from Kevin. And I really like that camera angle. Gregg.
You know what I forgot to do on hole 3? I forgot to give Jake Lauber his credit that he earned. Jake Lauber got a hole-in-one on hole 3, and that was an hour ago. So go back and watch it and think, hey, what would it be like if someone aced it? That would be Jake Lauber. Ask him about it. Not my problem. Hole 12, par 3, 354 feet uphill, the water tower hole. There is out of bounds surrounding this hole, about 50 feet bubble around the front side, closing into about 30 feet on the back side. 2 plays, either lay up or go for it, and all these guys are going to be going for it.
Now there is a head cross on this one, which is making it a bit more difficult. Ricky has a wide high.
Oh,
Perfect.
God, that's so good. Perfect distance control, and knowing that grass is incredibly sticky up there, just playing a wide rim disc with a lot of speed, knowing that it's not going to skip.
Barsby is not looking happy. He'll be happier with the result of this drive, though. This looks perfect as well.
Yeah. And there you go. Like you said, that putt he made on 10 could activate a little bit of spark. Give him that confidence he needs to attack this back 9.
It's hard to find your putt on the course, especially when it's off. You miss 3-4 in a row, and then all of a sudden you find it. You can make a lot of things happen with just that little bit of momentum as Kevin throws this one wide and high.
This could be in
looks
danger.
Pretty good.
If it hits that, okay. A good reaction off the tower. So many times, if you see it hit that tower in the air, it just comes back down to the ground immediately, rolling out of bounds. Not this time for Kevin Jones, fortunately.
Yeah, and we should mention that is his D1 that he's been throwing.
And that
No, don't do that. Obi.
What happens? It just happens one time a group, it seems like.
Yeah,
Specifically one time in this group.
he missed the shot pretty bad,
Mhm.
honestly. And this is also missed really
Oh, and danger of taking a really big number. Andrew is going to have a tester putt for the 5 as Kevin does not collect his birdie. And that is going to be a triple bogey, and it just happened in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it's not a hole where you're thinking big number, but big number on this course, as we've said in the past, can happen really fast.
Stepping into the daylight, I'm on fire.
We are on hole 13. For you guys, that took about 2 seconds. For the players, that took about an hour and a half, as there was a huge backup on this hole, similar to hole 12 in round 1. Par 5, 1,080 feet. Make you spin around 3 times. It's a 1080, Paul, sorry. Play is going to be a hyzer to the first island, another hyzer to the next peninsula, and then set you up for the third hyzer to the pin.
Barsby has earned the right to tee off first with his nice little birdie streak, and this looks great. This is playing with a little bit of a headwind, and so carrying inbounds really isn't going to affect these players, but those kayakers are kind of waiting for maybe a little mistake.
Feels like the San Francisco ballpark where Barry Bonds was just hitting home run after home run when he set the home run record, and all the guys in the kayaks trying to chase down the baseballs. Do you think these guys are think they could go home with a souvenir today?
Hitting some dingers, that guy was back in the day.
Ricky, that is just, you can't place the disc in a better spot. And it says so much to be able to step up to this such an important tee shot after waiting for so long to regain your focus. Any rhythm you had or any negative vibes you were feeling, everything's reset.
And I would like to point out, Kevin does get to the left of that tree, and depending on his lie, that could really affect his height and his angle that he throws the next shot on. Which is really the only mistake you can make on this hole, is leaving it left of the base of that tree.
And
which
Andrew's
Presnell has done the same exact thing. You want to be on the right side of that, playing around. Especially with the headwind. It can lift or drop you. And the drop is the no-no.
And you're far enough back that he is able to still play the hyzer. And this is looking great.
Yeah, that was good height.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that he almost caught a couple of those limbs, and Kevin is left enough of the tree. But that's, as you can see, kind of the up and down of the wind. Not a problem when you have the power of Kevin Jones and Andrew Presnell.
Gregg somehow doing a dance move, sliding into that shot, still executing a good throw. Going to be a bit farther left than I'm sure he'd like to be, but still in position to get the birdie.
That's really far left. So in order for him to get the birdie from there, he's going to have to like swing it really wide.
Yep.
It's a little tricky. And here it is.
And that's a lot of trust, a lot of height. That has plenty of distance. Oh, and sticks it in the bullseye next to the pin. An incredible shot for Gregg Barsby.
Yeah, not easy from that position. Not easy at all. There's another thing that you need to note for this third shot is there is a wire that goes out over the entire lake that I have seen multiple people hit and shoot it straight down. And we're aware of it, so going above or below it is very important.
Well, thanks, actually, because I wasn't aware of it, and now I'm going to be thinking about it all day tomorrow.
Did you see his disc?
Presnell.
Get in there.
2 players are right there on the PDG, or the, is that a PDJ pad or a Disc Golf Pro Tour pad?
It's a
PDGT. Professional Disc Golf Tour.
Let's see right here. PDGA.
Okay, it was. Wow. These guys are all over right now. Getting a little throwback to Yale's store.
Watch with his shot as it goes. He did it low, but you can see right above him from a couple people who are trying to be fishermen but got their line stuck on the on the wire. Nice job to you guys. Try disc golf. I'm just kidding. That's a really bad cast. As Ricky going with the piggies thrown the whole entire day. This will drop eventually. He's going to have to.
And just
that's
stick
fine.
right there.
Perfect.
And to note, look how far Rick's drive was to the water, how close it was to the water. That leaves the best angle to the approach here. And Ricky is in for the birdie. And being the farthest out, we are looking at potential for this first star frame of the round.
A really, really tough hole to get a star frame. I mean, it's playing as the fourth most difficult hole.
Yeah, nearly a half shot above par.
But these 4 guys are on the leader card,
Yep.
which is probably going to help their odds a
Yeah.
little bit.
Definitely will. And this star frame means that $25 will go to benefit the educational disc golf experience, whose mission is to grow the game of disc golf in schools and youth organizations. So good on them, and good on charities, good on youth organizations, good on everyone. Celebrate with a
Good
happy
on,
dance.
yeah, good on you.
Hole 14, par 4, 850 feet, a hard hole that was made even harder this year by backing up this basket about a good 60 feet. In prior years, we've been trying to hyzer right into right about where the shade is here, and now we've got just that little bit extra distance to go. Really requires a really well executed low ceiling tee shot. Gregg going with a forehand, which hyzers to the water. He's going to need this thing to break a little bit left early and maybe too far left. Yeah.
So this hole was actually playing as a right to left crosswind. And not only that, but it was probably picking up in upwards of 20 to 25 miles an hour off that water. It was brutal. A lot of people were trying to play that sidearm to the middle because of helping wind. Ricky going for that CE Eagle that he's been throwing, putting it on Anheuser, and watch this. With that wind, it's going to just kind of float right down there. That's a perfect position and absolute gorgeous shot.
That leaves about 440 feet from that spot, just to kind of put in perspective how far this hole is playing.
Kevin, you can see his shirt blowing in the wind, which will give you a perspective of how much wind is coming off that water, and this needs a lot
Go.
of help.
Speed. Fast. No.
Go to speed fast, no. Waterbound for Kevin Jones, and that is going to leave him with about 450 over water the whole way to try to save that par. I don't think it's going to happen, but
Well, it's certainly there for, if anyone, Kevin Jones has plenty of power. Gregg just going to have to play this one for a 5 at this point. No way to attack the pin, and you can really get yourself in a bad situation by going out of bounds again, trying to do too much. Gregg playing a nice shot to the fairway.
and we just kind of skipped right over Andrew's shot that landed right in the middle, which was a really good shot to just get to here. And he falls down very awkwardly.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is he okay?
No.
No,
He is not okay.
No, if he was okay before, he's not anymore.
I don't know what happened. Ricky's, this looks just...
And a nice shot, but still coming up way short. And you're starting to see why this is playing as the most difficult hole on this entire course.
This is going to be going way left for Kevin.
4.66 average. It's actually the second most difficult hole on the entire course. On the entire tournament, I meant to say. Between Northwoods Gold and Lake Eureka.
And the funny thing is if hole 12 at Northwoods and this hole had a fight, 12
Northwoods
outweighs
Gold
it by
would
about...
knock the absolute mess out of hole 14 at Lake Eureka.
Don't tell that to this group because they're having their own problems right now.
Yeah, you're not going to see any triple bogeys, though.
Andrew went down on the course. Like, he fell down.
All right, so hole 14 swinging, but they're not landing too many blows. Hole 12 is a Mike Tyson of holes. Oh, boy. Hole 14 swings back. Andrew over the top, having to come back with this putt. This is a huge moment for Andrew in his round, and that is going to be a big number.
Yeah, it's not going to come down to a decision with Presnell.
Yeah.
Hole 14 wins unanimously.
Triple bogey for Andrew, and that's going to drop him to 6 under par. And man, tough hole. Hole 15, par 3, 315 feet, playing closer to 340, 350. Turnover backhand, and this tree on the left that you see coming into your screen is really the biggest obstacle on this fairway. So many shots that you see try to swing from left to right, catch the outer limbs, and drop down. And when that happens, so many shots end up rolling out of bounds left.
Yeah, you're going to want to really notice that there's a left to right tailwind.
Ricky coming up short and right,
which is making this play easier for the sidearm, the turnover. I mean, Ricky makes the good mistake right there by missing right, but a lot of people have been not putting enough turn on it and kind of hyzering it out to the left, to that out of bounds that you were explaining.
And the forehand play is a very common play, but to execute it well, you have to do what Gregg has done so well there, and that is push that left side, but you want to stay about 10 feet off those branches at all times. Very common to overturn and catch those limbs that I mentioned earlier.
Surprising play, honestly, from Kevin. He has that sidearm kind of dialed.
Yeah.
But he gives himself a putt, and I'm not going to argue with a guy who's 14 under par while I'm sitting in the clubhouse and watching the live coverage.
Right. But I was certainly thinking the same thing, and Andrew's bringing these limbs into play.
Great.
Oh,
watch the hyzer out. This has got to get.
Yep. Okay,
Yeah,
so that's fine. It's going to be a lengthy putt to an elevated pin.
Barsby's got to connect with a deep one eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen him go through a round without connecting with a big one, and here it is.
And, if there's one person that's not really affected by the danger that an elevated basket presents, it is Gregg Barsby. When he misses, he's missing right behind the pin. Whereas a spin putter is going to go 25, 30 feet behind, and that comes into the into your psyche as you're lining up that putter.
Ricky missing a bit high. But, yeah, that was just on time, on cue, Gregg Barsby.
Once again,
Presnell not able to get the height right on the last few putts.
Oh. All right. He's done it. Ricky has
missed a putt.
3 putted and missed one in the circle. Both on one hole.
Kevin has got a really... timing is everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like...
Yeah, he seizes the opportunity.
Thank you. I was reaching for that. He seizes the opportunity. And every time that Ricky has leaked anything, Kevin's got it. But in Ricky's defense, every time Kevin's leaked, he's got it. So
sure, it's a back and forth battle between these two guys at this moment right now. And Ricky's obviously got the heavy advantage. Still plenty of shot separation between him and the field at this moment. As we move on to hole 16, the par 4, 606 feet. Tight gap off the tee. You're going to see a lot of backhand rollers, a few sidearms perhaps, maybe just a backhand straight shot. I don't know if Presnell likes to lay down the roller. We might just see an air shot from him to a blind downslope green. That bush line on the right comes in play with a lot of rollers. Also those early trees as Gregg has kicked really far left and out of bounds. Not much you can do besides just kind of laugh off a tough round on the golf course.
unbelievable. Yeah, bad kick, but bad shot. He's going to have all of 500 feet to the pin. This is not going to have 500 feet into the pin. For his second, this is laid down perfectly. Perfectly.
And so many times you see those get about 5 feet in there, and you're left with really nothing besides just a full lean-out split. And Andrew is laying down the roller.
And this looks great.
Yep.
Huh. That guy literally ran towards the disc. to get out of its way.
I need to ask Ricky what this thing is. I've never seen it in his bag before this event.
It's a roller.
Oh, gosh.
That's the one you gotta miss.
Don't keep okay.
I'm gonna say it's a. Yeah, I'm gonna keep with the roller so I don't get crushed.
Just do as I do and just call it.
Yeah.
Call it incorrectly and then get reamed.
Nope. Look at this. Barsby, that has too much turn. And that's gonna be in the bushes. And this has not enough.
Not enough turn to miss the tree, but just enough power to get through it. And
that bass gets in big trouble from there, from that guy.
Yeah, well, especially after a 3-putt. Rick's not going to be playing safe with that low ceiling downhill putt he's left with.
I feel really bad for that putt. Good upshot there from Presnell. He needed it.
And there is a Mando halfway down the fairway that he got far enough down the fairway to be able to still pitch his hyzer around. And, talk about seizing the opportunity. Now match play pressure's on Kevin to make his long birdie putt.
Oh, get up, come back.
That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I don't know how it ended up there, but it's there.
Oh, gosh. Please, Jomez. Thank you. Oh, this is great.
This is literally the definition of a jump putt.
Oh, I love it. Gosh. That is so classic. A great putt from Kevin. He's feeling it right now. And 3 shots back to Kevin in just the last 2 holes. He is squarely back in the competition.
Presnell gets the birdie that he really, really needed.
Mm-hmm. The triple bogey sandwich on 12, 13, 14. Couple birdies on the back 9. Try to mitigate that tough stretch. Barsby able to save his 5, and Ricky collecting his par. Couple opportunities lost for Wysocki. Let's see how he attacks these last 2 as we move on to hole 17, par 3, 310 feet, just across the water here. Hole made famous for so many fun shots we've seen in the past. The Reed Frescura intentional skip off the water, and so many times the tournament comes down to this shot right here. It's right there in front of you. Pretty modest slope that kind of plays as a backstop for the player to get aggressive.
Here's a M2 from Kevin. He has such control with the mid-range and the putter. It's just so beautiful how he can just kind of set him where he wants to.
This is nice and wide, swinging back, but not enough energy. Out of bounds for Andrew.
I think it might have been inbounds. I saw a splash, but I don't know.
Okay.
Then no red flag. Probably good. Ricky going with a pig, of course.
And this is... Jeez, look at that grabby green. Wow, that was flirting.
With the out of bounds,
With
for sure.
disaster, with...
Shut down, though.
Mm-hmm. No digits for you. Stop flirting.
Barsby's never going to miss that shot, really, in this situation right here.
I mean, but like you got water coming up to here. I don't know how to judge that. I'd call it safe, because I don't know. It's on the rocks.
I mean, look, the moss is damp. I mean, but I'm seeing like current water coming back up through here. Right? I mean, it's touching the moss here. The moss.
In?
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inbounds. Let's see if he can. This is where he needs to. He gets the good break. Take advantage of the good break, Andrew. I sounded really, really like forceful there, but
Yeah.
what a break! Good putt. Good slow mez. Follow through focus.
First time we've really been able to get a slow motion capture of Andrew's putt and how his unique style of putting has landed him a spot on this lead card.
He has one of the most unique all-around games in the in disc golf, and it's good, like you said, that we're able to capture it here on Jomez. As Ricky, we've seen lots. Presnell, the last few tournaments has always been in the top 10.
He's in the mix.
Consistently throwing down great rounds.
Kevin, 4 under for the round, and early on, the bogey, double bogey stretch to start things off. 4 under seemed like a long way away, and with that star frame birdie, we will see JomezPro contribute to the Edge program on behalf of the stellar play by these athletes. Check out edgediscgolf.org and follow them on Facebook and Instagram to see the growth of disc golf. Hole 18, Paul, par 4, 711 feet. A devastating hole. Roller, air shot. Probably not going to see a forehand from this group. No matter where you land, there's so many trees by the green that make the approach such a technically challenging shot to execute. Kevin, this is high. This needs to get down.
And that's Kevin's favorite driver. Is it in bounds?
And
No, yeah, that definitely, as you can see, the kayaker making his way for a souvenir.
this could cut roll out of bounds as well.
Help.
Oh, don't. Okay, so that one hangs on just barely, not in a good place to be.
Remember when you said you weren't going to see any air shots, and now everybody's throwing the
Well, no
back?
forehand air
Oh,
shots.
air shot. Oh, gotcha.
Backhand air shots you do see
That
common,
went
and
so far.
Ricky just blistered it.
He threw super hyzer all
and,
the way
and
there.
high.
Yeah.
And the ceiling is not forgiving for a high release. Yet Ricky makes it work.
I wanted to, as Barsby throws this a bit tight, gets through, he's going to have something from there. I wanted to make a point about Andrew's game that I think it's about time that we put him up there with Conrad and Johansson for not having the sidearm game, but being able to
make it work.
carve his way through the course. I mean,
Don't forget Kale Visca.
and Kale Visca, of course, and he throws a sidearm to get out of trouble, but
Paul Ulibarri. I'm just playing.
if that guy didn't have a sidearm, he'd be out of a job.
Oh, God. Barsby, this is... Wow, yes, Gregg, great shot from over 400 feet, getting to circle's edge, missing all those guardian trees. Hats off to that attempt. He's got a short putt. Well, a short 33-foot putt.
Yeah, nothing short about that. But Barsby's been making them.
Oh, okay. So Kevin is in bounds. He just needed to clear that by maybe 3 inches higher, and that is home free for the par save. Now he's got a long,
I mean,
long
that's
look.
surprising that he's in bounds, hitting those trees. Anything that I've ever seen hit those coming in has been out of luck from there.
Presnell is off right. That's going to be a long par save.
Even if Kevin is in bounds, he'll be on the back side of that, kind of in those trees. That'll be a tough putt from there.
And Ricky, this one leaking a bit high right, but actually pretty good, man. He surprises me so often this way that he can miss a line and still fight all the way through to a scoring position.
And here he is with that nice break. He's inbounds. He'll take that every time. And let's see if he can get something to fall. Oh, chain high. Good bid.
Yeah, valiant effort. Bogey finish for Kevin.
Come on, Prez.
That was upside down.
Yeah, no, I know.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's why I laughed. I'm like, let's go, dude. You got this.
Okay.
You got this slider.
Ricky, as you mentioned earlier, an opportunity presents itself, and he is one to close the deal on so many opportunities.
Putting that one right side up.
It's going to help your percentages greatly.
That's a,
Gregg, come on. Oh. And that's just kind of the feel of the round for the world champion Gregg Barsby. Just not his day in moving day. He's going to drop from first place down to fourth. Kevin remaining in second place. Only 2 over for the round, which, I mean, the way things were going, 2 over, not a terrible score. The way things were happening on the front 9. But there you see Ricky with that separation that could just be devastating to the field's chances. Once he gets a little bit of confidence, we know that he likes being a front runner, and there are the scores through 3 rounds. Ricky with an 8 under, only bested by Macbeth's 9 under. Chris Dickerson also a 9 under. He's jumped up 31 spots onto our leaderboard here. We've got Anthony Barella replacing Andrew Presnell, as well as Paul Macbeth replacing Gregg Barsby. So that wraps up round 3. Paul, any thoughts?
You know, my thoughts are, I think that was a great card for giving us exactly what can happen at Lake Eureka. Ups and downs, lots of bogeys, lots of birdies. Ricky didn't take the big number. 8 under par. He's got the big lead.
No lead is safe going into the 4th and final round here in Peoria, Illinois. Make sure you join us for the final round coverage of the 2020 LEDGESTONE Insurance Open. Thank you so much to the JomezPro Founders Club. We'll see you tomorrow.